Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night, our Anarch chapter tonight. My name is the Ravnos Archon. I am Will, and I will be your storyteller this evening. And last we left off with our Anarch group, we jumped to Thursday, November 8th, 1984. The coterie established that they have been sharing each other's vitae just to learn some new disciplines from each other. Um, Andreas drank from Melvin, while Erickson and Melvin both drank from Andreas. There's a nice little interplay of blood bonding going on. Uh, as the evening started to unwind, or unfold rather, Melvin discovered a young woman sitting in their safe house kitchen drinking coffee. Uh, they've been staying at a safe house that was supplied to them by Mickey Blue, which is Erickson's contact, and she ended up being Patricia Hunter, a member of Mickey's organization. She gave them some information about the Kuei-Jin and their reproduction of the Chinese theater from Los Angeles out in Gresham, which is on the east side of Portland. She also mentioned that the kindred of the city don't go to that side, and that they kind of give them a wide berth. And then she went on to explain about how they originally started with just having the Dragon Palace, and then they started to expand outward, establish that theater does have a reading of a play coming up. We also showed them the newspaper clipping about the incident at the Days Inn Motel back in West Salem and asked if they were responsible since that happens to be their MO. This time, they were not responsible for any of the fires that had been set down there. Andreas rolled up with August and Shepard as Patricia left to acquire some gifts for them, and they discussed the extent of Andreas's powers. They saw the incident at the motel happened a couple days after their incident with the mage and the whole demon uh, water creature. Melvin described the church that had taken Connie and what they had been up to kind of um, keep an eye on things like that. And then they asked some of the free souls to go check out Gresham for them to kind of do a scouting mission. And they ended up learning some things about Colleen, like that she can't eat food or drinks, can't go into places uninvited. Um, but they also got to discuss the hardships of being newly braced. And there were some couple of truths that were let out about Marcus Bradley and how he does drink blood, how he can eat food and drink, even liquor, um, and that every thin blood is as different as every snowflake. But we also established uh, that she hasn't talked to her family and she is concerned about them. And Melvin did learn that there is a beast in there in his daughter. Um, but he also learned that she had grown up with animals all her life, and that she believes that there is a certain nobility to them. That they are at least a step better than regular humans. And that's when she was introduced to Betty D. Then they ended up having a discussion about how to satiate her hunger because she had been acting a little bit hangry lately. Erickson went downtown, pick up some random people, brought them back. Found out that they were on a honeymoon, and then instead of going out to California from Kentucky, that they ended up in Oregon because it's a little bit cheaper, and that they will be swinging down, leaving from Salem back home. So he instructed them to go check out the Albatross if they get a chance. Andreas used some of his chemistry to create a vibe in the room, and they learned that Pauline is stronger than she looks. As they had both Melvin and Andreas had to pry her off this young new bride. When Andreas licked the wound closed, he discovered that there is something peculiar and sweet about the girl's blood, though he couldn't put his finger on it. And after that, they saw that Colleen kind of got lost in her thoughts, and they let the couple kind of get on with their lives, having called a cab for them, and then get back to their hotel and whatnot. Um, And that's when Patricia came back, left off a gift for them, which turned out to be four revolvers with a quick loader each, and then two 45 caliber 1911s that were classic guns with an extra clip for each. And we left off with them winding down for from the events of the evening, and we're gonna find them. Oh boys,
How are
Hello
you?
there.
everybody at the same time, like it was planned.
Sexy, sexy.
So we're gonna open up the next day. It is next evening. Melvin, we've established, wakes up first, and as you go downstairs, you can hear that Colleen and August are chatting. About 9:15 the evening, it's dark out already. You see that they have brewed some coffee, but they're just kind of letting it sit there and just taking in the scent of it. Colleen is a little bit more reserved now. He does smile at you as you come down. August.
Progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we shall see.
Little feeding goes a long way.
Yeah.
But yeah, August kind of nods at you as you come down.
I nod to both of them. I give a smile to Colleen. So, I kind of walk over there. I'm like, how are you feeling today? And to Colleen.
Oh, I'm okay, I guess. I don't I'm still getting used to this thing of it.
It's gonna take time, but for what it's worth, you're taking it way better, and I think you're gonna be okay.
We get to meet Leanne tonight, yeah?
That's the plan. But like I told you before, we need to kind of ease into it with her. So, but I promise is a promise, and should be getting here.
August comes over to you like, Mr. Wright, I don't want to alarm you, um, but me and Colleen exchanged some of our blood mutually. Um, I I didn't get anything off of her.
It's just us three in the room, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah. She's not exactly like us. I
What does
don't
that
know
mean?
if she I felt like I mean at this point I've built a rapport with Augustine. I'm
August?
assuming, right? Or
Yeah,
August, yeah.
yeah.
He calls him Augustine.
August. Um nah, I'm fancy like that, like
Yeah.
Applebee's. Um I'm like August, I've we've gained a rapport just like I have with Andreas and Erickson. I don't know if you've I'm pretty sure you've heard about these thin bloods that have been popping up everywhere.
Oh,
Okay. Well, there's thin bloods that are popping up everywhere.
oh, shit.
um that's part of what we're trying to figure out.
She one of them?
Looks like it.
Yeah, like normally when I drank from that one fella that I ended up draining back in Salem, like I could tell that there was power in the blood. Like there was it just felt like I could do things that I couldn't do before. And I gotta tell you, like, there's since we got here to Portland, like things have been kind of weird. Uh, I began
That's
like sixth senses about things, not hearing voices, but like kind of nudges in certain directions. It's I don't know what to do about it.
Have you told Andreas about this?
No, no, I don't want to worry him. I don't know what he has or what I have. I don't want to strain the relationships and get something he doesn't have.
I I I, I think Andreas respects you enough that he wouldn't it wouldn't change his perception either way.
All right. Just,
But what kind of senses have you been getting while you were here?
well, I like when I started, I was a little stronger than I remember being. I was a little tougher, and I could see ghosts.
Okay.
Now, it's become this kind of thing where all of my senses have become heightened. Like I hear better, I see farther, I smell much more intricately. Uh, like he picks up the bag of Folgers and he's just like, this, for example, does not smell of Colombia. I've been to
Yeah.
Colombia. This doesn't smell of Colombia.
Now, this seems like it's more of a benefit than it is a curse.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I'm not saying that I'm disliking this or that I would like a refund. I'm just saying things are different. Got up here. I just want to know if it was the same with you, or if maybe if I fed on somebody else, I might get an inkling of something. But it's almost like she's, and you see him kind of turn to her, and she's like, no offense, Miss Colleen, but it's almost like she's blank.
Well, like if she is one, I don't know much about the thin bloods, and I'm learning something new every day. But that could be one of the reasons why whoever's trying to make this army is making an army, because if they're blanks and people can't really sense them, it's a surprise. It's a secret army.
Sense.
But she's a good one.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, we've been talking.
Mhm.
He was awake when I got up, so we just.
What are your intentions with my daughter? No, I'm just kidding.
Serious? Hey, that's a serious question.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
he
was
That's a
just.
immediately no,
serious
he
question.
immediately takes a step back. He's like, "Sir, I have a lady friend in Salem waiting for me."
I just start smiling and I go, I'm just teasing you, August.
You're
But
Nosferatu, so you smiling is not necessarily going to reassure.
that's true. This is very true. Um, I
How much of your smile can you see through the mask?
I mean, how I think is how beat up's the mask at this point. I haven't really taken a lot of damage to the face,
Well, no, this
so
is this is a brand new
oh, this is
mask.
a brand new mask, so you probably won't see a lot of it. You'd probably just see the edges of the thing going like a little bit, but that's about it. Um, I think it's actually a good thing that you've got this extra. I can't speak for Andreas or Erickson if they felt anything. I haven't felt aside from seeing a dead friend of mine, but that was I think kind of purposefully done by somebody in front of me. Um, but I think especially where we're going today, your heightened senses are going to be most useful.
Yeah, I was I was planning to talk to Shepard about it, but I wanted to take a couple of the boys, Batman and Slingshot, to take them over to Gresham and do some more recon.
careful recon because
Right. It's just the way the boys were talking about it last night. There's a strange kind of uneasiness about the place. I want
okay.
to I want to see it for myself, seeing how this whole existence has become a norm for me. I want to get a little bit more of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of don't want to be riding the bench all of this.
Well, I don't think I'm at the, and I'm with you on that. I understand, and like I said, you've in the short time that I've been riding with you guys, you have been a very valuable member of our group.
Appreciate that.
Now, I don't know if I'm at the level where Andres is going to let me okay orders to the free souls, but
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
no.
see a problem. I don't see a
That's why I
problem.
wanted to bring it up to Shepard.
Yeah, for what it's worth to Shepard or Andreas, I don't see any problem whatsoever in you doing that extra recon, especially given your upgraded abilities, so to speak.
Right. And I'm getting an itch to go down there anyway. So I wanna see what this new ability, I guess you could call it. Isn't it? Do we call it abilities? Do we call it powers? What's the? Is there a word for it?
In, I mean, no, I wouldn't even say an inclination. I would say gift.
Yeah,
If it keeps you unalive, I'd consider it a gift and gives you a benefit to that.
I get used to saying that.
Trust me, it's tough, especially. And I look over at kind of Colleen when you lose a lot of time with something special.
and
With all due respect, no, you can't.
and at that he kind of cocks his head
But
and is like, "All right,
but I put my but I do this to him, like, so it's not like I'm not being offensive to you.
yeah,
Like, and I kind of tap him on the arm like a
yeah." He does nod at you. He sees her and he's just like, I'm gonna give you two some time. I'm gonna go pretend to smoke a cigarette outside.
fair enough.
Goes out the front door, leaving you and Colleen alone if you'd like to talk to her, or you can just wait for her.
No, I just small talk with her. Nothing. There's
Okay.
nothing really. I think I've set the expectations with her for.
Yeah. So it's only about another half hour before Erickson wakes up. But you can come down. You can see that Melvin, August, and Colleen are down there.
Slept like the dead.
Good morning, sweetheart.
Good evening. Good evening. Well, I don't know why people keep making coffee when we can't drink it. Just pisses me off. I walk over.
Appearances.
Mm,
Colleen just kind of like sits there wafting it into her.
No, it's caffeine was one of the things, that and alcohol. Those are the two hardest things for me that I had to get over. But yeah, but blood usually does the trick. How are you feeling today? Well, tonight.
I'll be okay.
Oh, you said more words than yesterday, so I like that. All right, awesome. So, all right, today's the big day, I believe. Is that right? I believe that we're finally able to now meet up with your daughter Melvin.
My granddaughter.
Granddaughter, forgive me.
She's my daughter. Colleen's my daughter. My
Oh
yeah,
man.
yep, my granddaughter. Haven't seen her in person in quite some time, but
Did she, by any chance, is she meeting us here, or where are we meeting her up exactly?
there's a. I don't think we established the spot you and I, but she and I have a spot.
Yep. That's why I put a map of what's called the South River Diner.
Okay.
Look at the maps in the city. You'll see that
No.
there are a couple new maps. One that shows where your safe house is located in Portland. One that shows where the South River Diner is located, and the distance between the two.
Oh,
So I tell you, yeah, South River Diners,
Yeah,
our spot.
midnight meetup time. And maybe like 15, 20 minutes after Erickson comes down, you can hear the motorcycles outside. About four or five motorcycles coming down.
discretion, guys. Discretion, god damn it.
I mean, there's only 4.
Yeah. And then, August opens the garage and turns on his, and then he pulls out.
And before, when he's walking out, I go, "Remember, be safe."
Yeah, I'm gonna be with two of my boys. Good.
And I just
Where's
nodded him.
going?
And you see
That's neat to know. No, I'm just kidding.
as the door opens, you see Andreas walk in, and August kind of slides by you, and starts motions to Shepard to talk to him for a little bit, and they stay outside.
So, well, Andreas, it's perfect timing that you're here. Had a little chat with Augustine or August. God damn it, I keep saying Augustine. August, because I'm thinking of the other character that I have.
Yeah.
August.
Bondiga.
Albondiga. Agustin Albondiga. I say August. August and I had a little chat. Not trying to step on any toes, but he's went to go talk to Shepard about taking his own little drive with a few of the guys to scope out Gresham.
How do you think my biker club works, dude? If I don't have any orders for them, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
You've been cordial to me, so I don't want to step on any toes.
Well, lesson one about our culture. It's the free souls on the back of the jackets for the reason.
Perfect. And August is gone, right?
Yeah, there's a moment. You hear a couple of the motorcycles turn over, and they drive off, and then you see Shepard come in.
Shepard?
Boys, so are we gonna talk about Gresham in front of the lady, or should we adjourn to more secluded areas?
Hold up. She
Like a
wasn't.
side
Was she there when we talked to Patricia?
No, she was upstairs.
She was upstairs.
Because she was upset.
Okay.
I look at both of you guys and I say, that's really your call. I have no problem with her being here. If there's something she needs to worry about in that area, I'd prefer her not to go there. But we're a group here. I'm not looking to take any kind of lead or anything like that here.
Couldn't care less. I take a slug of coffee.
I mean,
Okay.
I will say she's already in the rabbit hole. She's just gonna find out how deep this goes now. So yeah, by all means, go right ahead, Shepard.
All right. So the boys I sent into Gresham came back with some interesting words to the wise last night. There is a whole street devoted to Asian culture, kind of like a little Chinatown. I don't know if you guys have been to Cali, but there's a LA has an interesting little Chinatown. San Fran has a Chinatown. Wasn't something I expected up here, but there is a whole street with street lantern, like little paper lanterns, smell of cooked rice and chicken. And the thing that really got my goat is the fact that they let me know that almost every corner feels like there's a definite organization to the muscle on the streets. Oh, if you catch my drift. They definitely did not feel at home. They were not made to feel at home. They stuck out as long as they could, but they definitely felt like they needed to get out of there as fast as possible.
And
Okay.
were they able to give you a description, identify anybody that could have been causing this uncomfortable vibe?
They were just kind of there to take notes and keep an eye out. They don't know what they're doing down. They're not like me or Miss Colleen there.
Are there any gambling halls, opium dens, that kind of shit? Do you smell anything?
There's definitely gambling down there. They said they could count at least 3 different corners that had that little dice game in the cup.
Mm-hmm.
There was one mention of that fancy kind of marble drop game that I don't want to say this rudely, but those people like.
Okay.
No idea what
Uh,
the fuck they're
Gambling.
called.
there is a nightclub that they saw before they got out of there, uh, but I don't know if I want to be seen down there. It's called the Chinese Happiness. That's a little
Really?
too on the nose for me.
I hear that happiness is hard to
Chinese
find.
happiness.
Shepard, did any of the guys mention any inclinations, drives for them to go back over there, or something kind of pulling them to head back there?
Not really. They said that they didn't want to stop anywhere, so they kind of just did a couple of drive-bys. They rode around the kind of perimeter, scoped out uh, the line, and there's definitely some kind of line because the moment that they crossed it, they felt incredibly relieved, like a weight was taken off their shoulders. Uh, they're I haven't been there myself, but I can tell that these are not boys that are wanton exaggerators. Like these are on the money now, on the money men. They don't. There's nothing to gain from exaggeration or a magnification of something. So I trust them 100% and explicitly when they mention that something doesn't feel right to them.
Understood. And really quick, just out of character in the hierarchy, Shepard. So Shepard's basically right below Andreas in the hierarchy.
Yeah, he's even my ghoul.
Okay. So, well, now that it's us here, I did want to mention something before you guys woke up today. I was talking to Augustine. August. God damn it! Why do I keep saying August?
His name
I'll
is
get it right.
Augustine now.
I'll get it
Let's
right.
just go.
I'll get it right.
Albondiga
August. I
every
keep
time.
thinking Albondiga on my
Albondiga.
head. I keep thinking
Yeah.
Albondiga on my head. August. Well, apparently, whatever gifts he had, he feels like they've been heightened since he's gotten to Portland.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
He didn't go into too much detail aside from apparently he could see ghosts, I guess, before, or he can see ghosts now. And he said that he's getting these, he's starting to feel with like all his senses. He knew that coffee really wasn't from Colombia because he said he'd been to Colombia. And he knows for a fact just from the smell that that's not from Colombia. That's impressive even to me.
Yeah, and he's been seeing ghosts, he said? Like, ghosts he recognized or just like random spirits?
He just said ghosts. I mean, I told him about the ghost I saw, but that was because of the.
We don't know we don't know what his bloodline is. He could be one of the Death Clans.
Apparently, the reason I bring it up to you and you, Shepard, is he mentioned that he's had this pull to go to Gresham. Like something's pulling him towards there. So the reason I bring this up is, as Shepard just told us, it was the opposite for everybody else.
And
Well, again, we
by the
still
way,
don't we
where is
still don't know what
August
his
going right
bloodline is
now?
entirely. So
Well, August said he wanted to do some scouting with Batman and who I forgot who the other person was.
Slingshot.
Slingshot.
Yeah. You, Andreas will know them as their non-club name.
Mhm,
Batman is Garrett Daniels,
mhm.
and Slingshot is Brian Warner.
Okay. Fucking Brian's coming.
So I bring it up just because that's a kind of I think one you should know. Yeah, and I look at Andreas, but two, what Shepard just told us is kind of going exactly against what August is saying it's leading him to do.
It's making me curious what effect that place would have on us.
Mm,
What
mm,
time is it now?
yeah.
About 11 almost.
All right. Well,
A little after
Wow, 2 hours
10:30.
passed so
Jesus,
quickly.
late.
yeah. Well, I've got the meeting at 12.
Okay, so maybe not right now.
But
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
was itching a little bit to gamble, but considering that we have to meet up at midnight, I figure
I
we
just
might
figured
want
we just need to know where
roll.
a bunch of
Yeah.
Guelos like us would be going in a place like that. So gambling's the best first stop. That we're not going to look suspicious.
Right.
well, now the other
Just
thing
happen to look in.
the other thing could be if you want to ride out with, since a few of the guys have already been riding out that way, I can go with Colleen to the meetup and meet you guys after.
Mm.
But
So
you guys are
so
also,
you're saying to split this up.
we can split up, or you're more than welcome to come with me.
No, let- let's not split up right now. I already have a pack of these guys headed over to do their recon. So
Okay.
we're not going to miss out on anything
Yeah.
and have to rush
I,
over there.
don't worry. We can always meet up. We can always check out this what do you call it? Little Chinatown? Later?
I
It
mean,
shouldn't take.
I don't know what it's called, but I know that it was reminiscent of other Chinatowns that I've been in.
Hmm.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It
Okay.
shouldn't. The meeting with my daughter, my granddaughter, shouldn't take too long. I don't want to keep her longer than I have to. Then people start asking questions.
Mhm.
Uh, what I
Deep down,
wanted to
they
find
think
out is
honesty.
how yeah, what's the it shouldn't be that much. I mean, what's the distance between this I want to call it the strip because we're not either that or Chinatown. What the strip from the actual diner? What's the distance between that? Shouldn't be that
Um,
much.
nah, you're looking at maybe at most uh 15 miles.
Oh, that ain't
Yeah. And
shit.
the way that we drive, we'll get there in 10 minutes. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too far off the 308. Um, excuse me. So you could take that the majority of the way, and then just take the main kind of thoroughfare that goes down towards Fairview. Shouldn't be an issue.
Could I make a suggestion? And I look at Andreas and Shepard. Maybe send somebody who's a little more incognito to keep an eye out on August and the two other aptly named gentlemen.
Sure, I mean I can if you don't need me, I can go tail these heads.
Yeah, Shepard. When you get there, then if we're gonna do low profiles, tell them it's a no-fly zone. We drop the colors for now.
Got it.
All right.
Hate giving out
Shepard
orders.
and Shepard does take a big swig of the coffee. Starts to make its way out.
At least somebody gets to enjoy it. So I would say we should just head out now. I'm a little from past experience with our for our ragtag group. I would like to check out the place a little bit, even though we are meeting your granddaughter. I kind of want to look around just in case. That's just me being just a wee bit paranoid.
Which also will. I'm going by the no-fly zone also, so switching to a leather jacket with nothing on it.
Oh, it's been
But moving
actually
my
this is
ammo
the first
over,
time you do
including one
this.
of those 1911s.
Yeah, I'm taking one of those revolvers.
And I'll take what's left.
Why? There's 4 revolvers, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Actually, I
did I
take a
stutter?
revolver. I
Did
put a
stutter?
revolver in my holster, and then I put like a good detective, one in my ankle.
Yeah.
And I take 2 of those, the quick loaders.
Now we're playing with power.
There's one M1911 and 2 revolvers left, Erickson, so you can take those.
No, that's fine. Well, because I'm partial to revolvers anyway, so yeah, that's fine.
Me
I'll
too.
just stuff them.
Yeah, I bet you are. So
Hey.
you guys take off. Are you guys
Mhm.
going in one car?
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I like the bike, but sure, I'll take the car. No, I'll take the
Oh,
car.
you're getting partial. You're getting partial to the bike now.
Yeah, man. I got a taste of the
Hey,
free ride.
well, fuck you guys. I'll drive alone. Fuck you
No,
guys.
we'll go in a car. It's more incognito.
Yeah, especially if I already have the other pack of them riding around on the motorcycles, me not being in one will actually be, we're more part of the background that way.
Yeah. So you guys get over there. There is.
Just while we're driving,
Sure.
I check the gun to make sure it has ammo in it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I don't want it to be like that. You pull the trigger. Oh, you didn't use the quick loader.
No, I am
I'm a
I'm not
merciful God.
am not a cruel and unjust
I
man
would
of
hope.
mirth.
Yeah.
I would hope that being with Andreas and myself, and as well as you being a detective, that we would check our weapons
I'm just saying,
before we do anything.
24 years of friendship
But look,
with Will
you get much
has
more
taught
potent,
me.
man. You might as well just throw the gun at them.
No, yes, true. That's very true.
Yeah. Listen, the storyteller I was before is not the storyteller I am now.
Yeah. I don't even need the revolver. I just put the bullets on my fingers and I flick it.
Boop. Yeah. Soon.
Soon.
But yeah, it takes you about 20-25 minutes to get down to the diner. There is a bit of traffic as you hit the kind of riverside area. It's a bunch of bars are down there. Uh, one of the ones that seems to be kind of popping off is called the Level Bar. And it's a 3-story big old party of a building. Excuse me. It is unlike anything that you've seen in Salem. There's terraces, even with the kind of high 40-degree weather that's going on right now. Uh, there's fucking people just with their coats on, just partying it up. Uh, there's little kind of makeshift sensors that just kind of have this kerosene and flame just to create some heat. Uh, and they're all kind of gravitating towards them, but
Never going there. Flames and heat? No, thank you.
yep. But as you round the corner, you see there's a line of people that are waiting to go inside, and down the street you do see the signage for the South River Diner, and it just sits on the street high enough that you can see the river, the Columbia River, and across to the lights of Vancouver. And as you park In the distance, you do hear a howl, second
No,
howl,
no,
and then a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth.
no. I don't like any of that.
I want to ask, can we discern if any of those sound like old German howls?
No,
Just it's a joke. But yes, let's
Oh,
keep going.
but it is definitely
Oh,
across the river.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
I have brought some murder.
And then we'll all have a schnitzel.
Oh, yeah.
So when we pull in, I look back at Colleen. I go, remember what we said, baby steps. Let me go in first and talk to her. I promise you, she's not leaving without you getting to talk to her. All right, and I nod, and I say, if you can, one of you keep her company.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Thank you, Erickson.
Yeah. And also, I'm going to check my I'm checking my revolver to make sure the special revolver to make sure that one's chambered.
It is still. You still have 4 bullets left.
I'm just saying, sometimes the cylinder spins a little bit. I just want to make sure it's set.
Yeah.
You know,
So I get out, with Andreas, and as we're walking, I just kind of say, it was a blow to her when her grandfather, who she barely knew, came to her. Now
Mhm.
it's her mother. I don't know how this is gonna go.
Unfortunately, never will. How's she gonna react to the whole mask thing you got going on? You got some obfuscate for that?
Um, she knows the deal.
Oh, okay.
The mask will work. She knows. She knows what's going on.
Just checking. I'm just one of the neighborhood boys. She warned you about.
Yeah. And I just walk in.
Okay. And you see one of the waitresses behind the bar just kind of stops, looks at you, looks at her watch on her wrist, and she looks up at you again. You know, Halloween was a week ago, at least.
I really like the costume.
And you see the hand go up in a booth by the window.
It's like, I know that voice. I'm like, and I do this. I'm like, ma'am, to the waitress. I'm like,
Be right with you.
take your time. I was
Forward.
about to use my new presence ability and just make her be like, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to talk to you. I'm gonna go over here.
For those of us that have
Yeah.
never seen Leanne, what does she look like?
So she's not very tall. I'd say she's around 5'6". But she's, hair. She's got her hair back in a ponytail. She's used to that from her work. She wouldn't be in her sheriff's uniform coming here, but she's got very light eyes. Not as pale as you would think skin for this area. There is a little hint of like olive to it. It's not, but she's a very pretty girl. Um, she's the type of person that if you were to get pulled over, you would think less of her. Like you wouldn't expect how she really is, and that she can hold her own. She's tough, and that's why she's a sergeant. She did it in a short amount of time, and she's somebody who you can always rely on, and somebody who you know would never turn their back on family no matter what.
So she gets up as come over to her. And this is about, what would you say this is? The second, third time that you've had to use this code word with her?
Yeah,
So gets up, does kind of open her arms.
I walk over, I give her a hug. You need to eat more. I'm doing the old Cuban grandmother. You need to eat more. You're way too skinny. Yeah.
Last boyfriend's job comes first. Motions for the seat in front of her. She sits down. She slides into
Like
the.
this is my friend Andreas.
Yep.
This is Leanne. My favorite grandchild. And I wink at her. I through the mask I wink at her.
She smiles. Good thing my brother's not here.
I might have still said it in front of him. And I laugh.
What are you two troublemakers?
Well,
She just
and
met me and she knows me this well already.
he says that, and like, and my instinct is to laugh, but I'm in my head at the moment about what I'm about to say to her. And I just look away, and I kind of and I'm hesitating, like I'm obviously hesitating
Yep.
to her. You remember when this happened to me, and when I showed myself to you?
Told me.
Right. You took it somewhat well, but that's because you didn't really know me. You knew of me. Well,
They give me proof.
right. Something's happened. It's involving your mother.
Hasn't called me in a few days. Sure.
Well, she's here. She's
Portland?
alive.
Hope so.
And I say it alive like in a
Air
she,
quotes don't exist yet.
yeah. I'm like, she's, and I look at her dead in the eyes. I go, she's alive. Like I'm still alive.
You can see that it's clicked in her mind. It's trying very desperately to find a way for it to not.
I stick my hand out to her, like across the table.
She hasn't moved.
Yeah.
She looks down at your hand. Brings her hands down under the table. Slide. Down. Bump. Off just goes slack.
Like she's having like an attack of some
Yeah,
sort.
it's like if she's facing us, like I'm looking back over my shoulder just because I'm that paranoid.
Yeah, no. Is just
Oh, okay, because you made it sound like she
Right.
was having like a stroke or something right now. That I was like,
she's rot.
I am not good with medicine. I know it's she she fell into my lap. She was found by a friend, an acquaintance of mine, and he knew of her relation to me and brought me to her. She was attacked. Um, there's something going on in Salem. Andre,
She holds her hand up. Try to like push herself back up to a sitting position. Okay, hold on. You got to go back to basics. What do you mean she was attacked? She was dropped. And what do you mean Clinton told you about her attack and her connect?
okay.
Where's the police work?
Oh, it's there. But the less you know, the safer you are. But I will
my mother has become a vampire because somebody knew her. What's stopping that from happening?
I've done everything I can to make sure nobody knows about you.
He knew about her.
Yeah, but she stayed in Salem. You didn't.
Yeah,
We've taken precautions.
Jack's in Salem. My father's in Salem. How are they? Have you checked in on them?
We didn't have a chance to. We didn't have a chance to, but that's my plan. I'm here. We're here in Portland trying to get answers to these questions. The
Oh,
there's
this is
some
too close to you. You this is not this isn't the mentality you instilled in me. Like you could have immediately gone to check on everybody else.
it was hard for me to do that because your mother, when it first happened to her, she didn't know what was going on, and she was she was about to get herself killed, and I saved her.
Salem then. Check in on them.
You can't. I'm gonna go back and check on them. It's too dangerous for you over there, especially if somebody's coming after me, which I don't know why, because I've kept as low a profile as I can. But
What I
I've
do?
be understanding. The reason I brought her is I've been able to kind of slowly get her to calm down and start to accept what's right and what's wrong in the situation we're in. I promised her as part of that she could see you. All she's been wanting to do is see you. I told her I wanted to come in here first and tell you face to face because I told her about our relationship.
She asked about Zach, about Dad.
There's been mentions, but she's what's happened to her in the short amount of time is incredibly overwhelming. And she did ask and did cry, and she was worried about them, but until she could gain some semblance of control, there was no way I was going to put her near them or you.
Her
That's also
eyes suddenly widen. Looks at you. She's just like, "Oh no."
no. I wouldn't do that to her. You're the tough one. You're the one. You're the tough one. You're the brave one. You're the one that I know is built to handle this, which is why I came to you those years ago.
I'm gonna kill her.
I can't know. She doesn't even know about me.
Right.
If she finds out about this, I don't know what's going to happen. But I think you need to talk to your mother. And I looked to Andreas. I'm like, can you do you mind doing me a favor and call them in?
Yeah, this was so uncomfortable in here, man.
I'm
I'm using this as an opportunity. I go tell Colleen to come in. I'm gonna hang out there now. I'm gonna pretend to smoke a cigarette
Hey,
now.
I'm so glad that I'm not there.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
While this conversation is going on, Erickson and Colleen. She's sitting in the back seat. She's kind of leaned up in between uh, seats, and she's just looking the diner through the windshield and through the driver's side window, however she can look inside, trying to find her daughter.
Mhm.
You see her look at you. You have any kids, Senator?
Me? Not not that I know of, but that's a horrible joke and should, it's a human in me to say that, but no, can't say that I have any. I only can only imagine what you're feeling right now. You want to just go in there and I mean, if I was in your position, I'd probably already go through the window, but I'm not the kind of person that thinks before he acts on a normal basis. So uh don't worry. In the limited time that I've been with your father, he seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders, so uh and but do we have a clear view of them in the stall or no?
Once they went towards her booth, they disappeared from your line of sight.
Hmm.
The curvature of the building took them away. But yeah, she kind of tilts her head at you. I mean, you look like you're old enough to have been married. What kept you from children?
That's that is a long, boring story that I'll probably sum it up and say that I took my career as priority, and it ended up being all for nothing. But yeah, let's just say that I dealt more into political affairs than I did with being at home. Fortunately, um, but yeah. So I wanted to ask you. I know that I know that this is all new to you, and I imagine you seem a lot calmer than you did yesterday. So I just wanted to, now that we have a chance to actually talk, and really, I'm just saying all this because I'm trying to distract her from not wanting to get out of the car.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, you must have a million and one questions that I don't even think forgive me, August can answer for you. So um, I'm I'm all ears.
um, we chatted for a little bit, me and August. Told me about ability to kind of learn stuff from each other, kind of like what you, Parker, and my father did to each other.
Okay,
But I overheard him talking about how he didn't feel anything from me.
interesting.
Wondering if that has anything to do with it.
I wouldn't have, considering I don't know how much information I have on Thin Bloods, so I don't know if
Oh,
this is something that I may have heard. Yeah, nothing at all.
a lot of people don't know anything about Thin Bloods. Like they're a sign of the apocalypse as far as everybody.
Hmm. Well, here's the thing. To be honest, uh, we don't know much about your transformation because really the people that caused this to you don't we don't know much about anymore than me just talking to you at this time. I mean, but let me ask you, we know that you can't eat, you can't drink, you don't really need to sleep like we do. Um, did you by any chance when you were sharing essence with August, um, did you happen to feel any different?
Yeah, I I saw the ghost of a little girl standing in the kitchen with us.
Okay. Not
He
creepy.
he also saw her. I guess I got that from him. But I'm not strong. Father isn't.
I mean, how do you feel? I know that yesterday you must feel this must be excuse the cliche, but night and day from yesterday.
Oh, I don't know what it is, but the moment that I drank from August, it was like even though I had to give him blood, I still that voice, that kind of feeling, uh, that dog, the back of the throat of the mind, like he says to.
Yeah, that is the beast that we try to quell every night as much as possible. At least that's what I call it.
Why?
I mean, did it feel different? Curious. So everybody says this differently. When you were drinking from August, did it feel differently than it would when you were when we had that nice couple last night?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed it much.
Have I ever like considering that I've done that now because this is I'm relatively new to also sharing. Is this did I feel that same sentiment?
No, Kindred Vitae is delicious. Yes.
Mm.
Uh, but there's an addictiveness to it that's kind of like smoking cigarettes for the first time. Like there is that disgust at having done it, but there's also that, oh, now I need a little bit more of this. It's minor though. All
Mhm.
when she talks
Okay.
about it, it's almost like it is more for her. Like it's borderline crack on the verge. She's not scratching her neck or anything, asking for more. Like if you got any of them kindred around,
Or that Vitae.
got any more of that Vitae?
Yeah. Okay.
But there is a there's a different way that she says blood. There's different inflection to it when she's talking about vampiric blood. There's definitely a need there for her.
Have I ever come across anyone that feels the same way?
There there was a moment briefly while you were still with Elizabeth, kind of
Mm-hmm.
getting your feet wet, her taking you through the process, um, that you met a gentleman from the Banu Hakim that was addicted to Vitae.
Would I happen to know this person's name or remember that?
You could try to roll in intelligence and awareness.
Intelligence and awareness. Okay. So that's 5. That's not bad. Should be at 1.
Yeah, and your hunger's one. Fine.
Should be fine.
Fine.
So where's that gonna happen? So the hunger die is a 4. Oof. Yeah, 3. It's literally 3 4s and 2 10s. Jesus,
Okay.
full house. So that's a total of 2 successes.
Well, 4 because you got 2 10s. That's a crit.
Oh, that's oh, okay.
Um, so the man's name is Hanam Aristad.
And this is somebody that I encountered with Liz in Salem.
Uh, no, this was somebody that was traveling with you from that was in the same town. Two of you.
Yeah. The way that you describe your taste reminds me a lot of somebody I met long ago. Yeah, I wanted it. Did it feel? Do you feel more for Vite than the first time you drank this past weekend?
Well, the first
Oh
time
wait,
I drank it was when I bit into my father. I can definitely say that. Yeah, I prefer Vite, regular blood. Be an issue.
no, not at all. I'm always curious. Everybody's first time is always different.
And you see Andreas come out. Are you just motioning for her to come up, or are you actually going to come down to the car?
Oh, I'm coming down to the car because I'm going to stay at the car. Miss, you ready for your family reunion?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm. Or do you mind if we finish this later?
Oh, but of course, I think it's best if I, you know, walk in with you first, just in case. And once I get the okay from Melvin, I don't mind letting you guys have your family reunion.
You do that. I'll be here. I splay out on the trunk in the back windshield of the car.
Okay.
Bark up my
Um,
cigarette.
you
Uh,
all right?
Let's just say
Like I'm genuinely asking.
I don't know who ordered the tension, but there's a lot of it.
Okay, so just I'm walking in with
okay.
her
And
inside.
the moment she sees her daughter, she goes running towards that table. Uh,
I'm getting ready to punch her if she tries to bite her. No.
Leanne barely has time to
I
stand up, and she gets
yeah.
tackled.
Yeah, I'm literally standing. I haven't moved. I'm just looking.
I kind of like pop my head. I'm just like,
Just then I turn around. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Okay.
And then I get into the car with Andreas. I'm like, you won't believe the shit I gotta tell you. No, I'm kidding.
Wait till you hear about this, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Uh, but in the diner, you see her just kind of holding her. Leanne is trying to be uh, caring, but also trying to keep her head on her shoulders. You can definitely see that this girl, this young woman, is cut from the same cloth as you, not her. And she's just trying to calm her down, just letting her know that she's here. Just trying to. There's. It's a very easy line for you to denote when she's flip flopping from sheriff to concerned daughter back to sheriff. Like you can see where the flip is happening, and it's becoming increasingly harder for her to stay in sheriff. It starts to get into that moment where she finally just snaps and says, and just tells her mother to shut up. And Colleen looks to you, incredulous, slowly turns back to her daughter, and then it's all business. The end, just sitting there asking what the last thing she remembers was. She last talked to Zach, last talked to her father, um, Leanne's father, not
Hmm.
Colleen's, because you're right there.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Um,
10 minutes ago.
and then she does ask when the last time she talked to her mother was. At that, you see her, you see Colleen start to break down. That first red streak comes down her right eye. And
I grab a napkin and I throw it to her.
you can tell that she hadn't even thought about that.
I don't know what to say.
It's there.
We
Leanne turns to you. Pop, have you talked to Mima?
I think we established that she doesn't know. Yeah, I'm like, no, she still thinks I died.
Can't can't take that angle.
But it's not safe for her to be involved with them.
If you haven't reached out to me, he might be the best place to go hide. Both of us. There.
But if you go back to Salem, there's going to be a target on you.
Is Mima in Salem? I thought she stayed in Chicago.
Oh, we never established that. So she said, I don't think you and I ever, out of character, I don't think you and I ever established that. But yeah, no, like,
I thought that she was in Chicago.
I don't know if we ever, I don't remember if we ever said she's where people were living aside from
Yeah,
Leanne.
because I have a note that you have connections in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Tapped on her.
Yeah. So I'm like, your mom's still new to this though. She needs guidance. She's not ready to be over there by herself. And I told you there's a war there's something going on, and I don't think it was just personal. I think why she was attacked, it was a wrong place at a wrong time kind of situation, because somebody in Salem is creating an army. She's not like me all the way. She's different, and she's a different that people of our kind that aren't as accepting as my friends want dead. I can't protect her if she's in Chicago.
It sounds like you can't protect her if she's in Salem.
In my defense, I did stop a gunman from killing her, but I see your point. Maybe
Why am I getting information in parcels? About the gunman that was trying to kill her?
in my defense, I did mention that when I first talked about why I couldn't talk to Zachary or the others. I didn't say gunman, but I did say somebody was trying to kill her. But that's semantics here. Colleen, what do you want to do?
He looks at you flabbergasted. Oh, after I thought I had a handle on it, but I drank from August, but that dead couple over there in that booth. And at that, Leanne's like, "What?
And I say it too. I go, excuse me? What?
Dead? She can
Huh?
see dead people?" And Leanne's looking dead at you.
Did you in the apartment? Did she say no? I didn't know about her. I knew about August. That's it. Mike, no, this is news to me too.
Yeah, and Colleen's like, "Yeah, after I'm not strong like you anymore, though. So guess whatever I drank from you is gone." And at that, Leanne kind of slams her table. She's like, "You let her drink from you?"
I didn't let her. She remember when I told you that she went crazy when it first happened? And
There's a lot of semantics that we gotta fix between our conversations.
Leanne, I'm doing the best I can. I didn't ask for this. The last thing I wanted is for any of you to be a part of this in that way.
But what about the people here? Can they protect her? Portland? Safe here at least?
If I can finish a job that I've been hired to do, I'm going to get a benefit out of it. There's a couple people that if I can do that, if I can accept that, I might be able to protect. If I can solve it, if I can fix it.
Well, I'm on the job too then, I guess. What are we doing?
This is too dangerous. This is unknown territory, Leanne.
Yeah, well, this is where we're at. Do I need to get my own piece or can you acquire one?
What do you prefer? Revolvers or
I
like your old
mean,
man or your grandpa or
I would prefer a Beretta standard issue.
I can see what I can do. Um
Is that even going to do anything against people like you?
oh, it does. I've been hit by multiple shotguns.
Can I get a shotgun then?
My friend, my nice friend that came in here might be able to help us out with that.
My nice
Um
friend.
yeah. But I say, Leanne, there's no way of me talking you out of this.
No, no. This is my mother we're talking about. Quite possibly my brother and my dad, my grandmother.
Okay. You and Colleen stay here and talk a little more. I need to go outside and talk to the other two.
While you are having this conversation outside on the trunk of Erickson's car,
Yeah.
how is that exchange going? Because both of you have information the other one lacks.
Well, I'm also sitting there. How in the fuck did we end up a babysitting service for all the neonates?
You know, I
You
mean,
didn't you
well,
didn't read that chapter from the Anarch book?
August is, yeah, Augustine, forgive me, August is your fault. Is your dealing. I'm really funny enough, I'm the only one that hasn't brought a Neonite into this whole group. So,
Yeah, but at least I
kudos to me. Thank you, pat back.
although, what the fuck is that about seeing ghosts? That is
Yeah. Um uh sh- yeah, that was a little strange. She told me that she was able to actually see ghosts after
I want to get a glimpse of that just for my
feeding.
illusions.
She was able to actually get that from feeding on August. So, I also
Yeah,
found out that she's not able to, she actually didn't acquire any, or sorry, forgive me. August didn't acquire anything from her during his feeding.
so maybe that's a thin blood thing. She got stuff from him. How was it for her feeding on a vampire?
Yeah, about that. Um, that might be a growing concern. Considering that, I mean, unless I took the inclination in the way that she worded and used her phrasing, unless I'm turning it a different way, seems like he rather enjoys drinking vitae over human blood. I mean, we
Who
all
does?
do, but I mean more so like it's an itch that's got to get scratched type. Like she's getting close to that point.
Did you did you give her any advice? Tell her to maybe lay off the thicker stuff and just stick to the humans for a while.
Fortunately, you came in, so once you walked up, I was like, "Oh, time to go. We'll talk about this later."
Okay, thus the double breaking attention. Cigarette?
Um, can't even fake this. I just
Yeah.
throw it. I'm just like, I'm just, just, I mean, when you said tension, I took one look at the dynamic in that stall, and in the moment I had a chance, I left. So, I can only imagine what you saw.
Oh, I don't know. Sheriff Betty was pissed about like five different things by the time I got a chance to get up from the table. Like that is the quietest I've ever been.
Sheriff Betty.
I can't remember her name right now to save my life. So
Uh,
New name.
yeah. Did it feel like you were not even there?
it felt like I wish I wasn't there until I wasn't.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I don't know. He's got some rough shit to deal with his family. This is why I stayed away from everybody from back when I was alive. Like, as far as they all
Yeah.
know, I'm in a grave in Europe somewhere.
One thing that's interesting to me is that she was very open and very quick to start feeding on August, which again,
Yeah,
to each is their own,
they're
right?
going on. They're going
But
on our example. They saw us do it. They don't think it's a big deal. They don't realize the whole social issues that has among our kind. Not to mention, if she gets to really, really like it, she might not stop drinking.
yeah, that is my concern. Um, I've kind of I've only experienced uh, the feeling that someone gets, like the way that she feels about Vite. Um,
The
I've
addiction.
only felt it once by someone else, and he was, yeah. Let's just say I wouldn't I wouldn't want to be in his way if he needed to get to blood. So I don't want her to get to that point either. So this might be something we got to address soon.
Yeah, got to teach her a little bit of restraint on that. Well, honestly, if it actually gets to
It's
Salem, she may get a chance to drink some people. No,
it's three vamps and a baby. This is how we're going to treat it now. So
babies. I mean, Yeah, you get a biker game. This is like the worst sequel ever.
I mean, that movie came out by then, right?
I don't even know. Who cares?
Probably.
Probably. Who cares?
It's eternity to sit through the
Uh,
fucking thing. So
I know the Three Men and the
I
Little
mean,
Lady was like 87.
87 was 3 Men and a Baby.
Okay,
we'll
never
stick with
mind.
3 Men and a
the first
Baby.
movie
Okay.
since you actually see a fucking ghost in it. Yeah, way to tie it together with the obscure references, Eric.
Yeah.
The last time when right before I left from in there, she literally tackled her mom, her daughter. So,
I don't
um,
I don't hear any police sirens, so it must have not been that hard to tackle.
what time is it right now?
Maybe gonna be 1 o'clock in a little bit.
Speaking of itching,
Yeah, while I've
I
been
know
out
that
here, have I been hearing any more of the howls or anything like that, or they seem to move away? Did they just stop cold?
As far as you know, they have stopped bold. Erickson was inside a car. You were inside a diner. Out here now, as you see Melvin come out,
Yeah.
there is very far, far away that kind of same thing. The first howl, then two that follow, and then three that follow after.
At least I've heard at least six. Did they sound like six distinct
Yeah.
howls, or just a couple clustered? Yeah, sound like
uh,
one person hearing a few of them, or what?
it if it's three people, it's very impressive. So it has to be at least four.
Well, that
And they're
is.
moving away from us. Do we know the
Yeah.
direction it's going to?
We're hearing them way, way in the distance. They're
Um,
we gotta have humanity way lower before we start sensing.
yeah, given the fact that you did hear the first time, you can make an intelligence and survival check if you want to try and figure out the direction that they went in.
I will. Intelligence, thank God. I have a little.
Intelligence and survival. Good. The two, yeah, that total of 3 whole dice.
Oh, a high one.
Yeah.
All right, 6, 7, 6 on the hunger die, and 4.
Okay, 3 successes for you.
No. No, I was like, oh, it could have been north, but now I think it might be south. Could have gone that way. Who knows?
From deep in the middle of the city. That's where werewolves gather.
Yeah, that's where they
Yeah.
want to be.
They're in the moon.
It sounds like they're moving south, not south, sorry, northwest. They're moving towards the coast.
Okay. So making me a little less nervous. I'm like, okay, they're moving away from us.
Okay, you see Melvin come out to you guys. Are you guys still on the trunk of the car, just kind of like splayed out, looking at the city of Vancouver?
I heard the howls. I'd be sitting up, looking over the direction wherever it's coming from. But other than that, yeah.
And given my roles, I'm just looking all over the place. Like, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah. I mean, other than just passively keeping an eye on the people around me, there's no more than the usual paranoia. I'm fine.
Yeah, you see them having a little Garden State moment. In the trunk
Yeah.
of Erickson's car.
I just walk up with my head just shaking. Like,
Family doing
All
okay?
right, spill it. Spill it.
yeah, I mean, Leanne's too much like me for my own good. How do you guys feel about a roommate?
I immediately looked at Erickson. How many?
I mean, we are in a safe house that has several rooms. So, what other? Who
You're
else
talking,
is going to
you're
be
talking
bunked with us?
granddaughter of the cop.
Yeah, Leanne, she's refusing to go until we can figure out a way. I think the plan's going to be my my wife's still alive in Chicago. I think the plan is to get her, Colleen, and the rest of the family, if they're still alive, over to Chicago.
Okay. Okay.
Temporary roommate in the meanwhile.
She's willing to. She's a better detective than I am.
Yeah.
She's a sergeant, but you know.
Yeah, I was like, is she gonna be sleeping in the fucking van with me? Because at this point, it's a Marx Brothers movie in there.
Yeah.
No, the safe house is fine.
Yeah, I
think
think
we
she
have.
can. She can take my room in the safe house.
Then I have no say in the matter because I'll never be able to stay at the safe house but once. So
Okay. But she's a good detective, so she can definitely help us out with her little. I can never say the name right. Kuei-Jin. Kuei-Jin. I was close.
Kuei-Jin.
Kuei-Jin.
Prestidigitation.
And yeah, that's right. Prestidigitation. The investigation. And it might. She might be able to get to some places we can't, given certain uneasinesses that people have been having in those areas. So yeah. Follow up. Real quick before they come out. So Colleen can see dead people too.
Oh, we know.
How did you weren't in there when she said it?
Oh well, she told me a
about
delightful story that her and August had.
It's your turn, motherfucker.
No, I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
I'm doing it on purpose.
that's that improv class that he took.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she told me she actually told me that she was able to do that in the safe house last night earlier before we woke. So I was actually going to bring that up to you, but apparently you're all caught up on that.
Well, she saw a dead couple in the diner.
cool.
And really helpful when you've just dropped the bomb on your granddaughter that her mother's one of us, and then she splurts out that there's two dead people sitting in the booth right next to us. So it's been a good day for me so far.
Spooky. Yeah, spooky. Do we see them coming out, by the way?
No, they're still in
Not
there.
yet. Yeah. One other thing, Andreas, I need you to do the little thing you do, that wonderful voodoo that you do so well. Any chance? I know it's a little more government issue, but if you can get a Beretta with a few clips.
Oh, guns? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, guns? That's fine.
Yeah, guns? Sure. I thought it was gonna be something hard for me to get.
Something's hard, all right.
Hey,
Eric, even the odds in your favor.
You know what? Here, let me decide for myself. Evens.
Yep, that's a 6. As you guys are talking, you hear a motorcycle coming down the street.
Shoot it! No, I'm just kidding.
Obviously, it has my attention immediately.
It's Shepard.
Okay.
You recognize the hog immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And as he sees you, he pulls over.
I hop off the back of the car.
You want the good news or the bad news?
Let's start with the good news so I can end.
Does he say that like in front of us?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're all part of the group now.
When he says the good news or the bad news, I go, fuck.
Well, this always turns out well.
Yeah, no, let's start with the good news.
The good news is that I managed to get to the boys before they did something stupid. And we did end up going into that place called the Chinese Happiness. It's kind of nightclub, bar.
Mm-hmm.
Real nice to me and Garrett and Brian.
Uh-huh.
Cannot say enough good things about that place. but they hated the shit out of August. And that's the bad news, is that Garrett and Brian are in the hospital, and apparently August can't do the thing that you guys do to heal. So he's all fucked up back at the trailer.
Did he tell you what happened?
Oh, I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah. So okay, how did he take the damage? What happened?
He did not take kindly to the attitude that was being given to him.
As well, he should.
And he tried to bring it up to a manager. I thought things were going to be civil. It's and Shepard kind of like puts his hand by his chin and he's like, it's a little Chinaman about this tall, little waif of a man. I thought this can't go wrong in any way, shape, or form. And then I shit you not, Andy, this motherfucker just punched Brian, slapped Garrett, and then did some Temple of the 13 kind of fangs shit on August and crippled him instantly.
Take me to the hospital then, I guess, wherever August is.
Yeah. Well, August is at the trailer, like I said. Garrett, no, Brian has severe lacerations in his face from a slap. Garrett has broken ribs and internal bleeding. So,
I
They're at the
run as soon as I hear him say that. I run inside, and I'm basically to save on time. I just tell him, "We need to go. I'm gonna get you guys to the safe house."
yeah. And now that Andreas is riding off with Shepard, you actually have the space in the car to be comfortable.
Yes.
Well, Leanne has her own car too.
Yeah, she does. She has a.
So-
Fine, I will drive by myself.
Yeah, and if the two guys are already in the hospital, I'm gonna let them stay in the hospital for right now. Let's go find out what the fuck is up with August.
Okay.
Yep.
I was like, I gotta teach this motherfucker how to heal too. I thought that was natural.
Are you guys
Oh wait,
following?
yep. And wait, real quick, Melvin, are you going in the car with Leanne? And
Well, I gotta take him to the safe house.
Yeah, he's got
okay.
first.
Yeah.
So right as you're about to walk in there, go. Oh, by the way, we got to talk about your daughter. Yeah, she kind of likes. She's kind of a junkie for Vitae. All right, so good talk. And then I just get into the car.
I just kind of freeze and I just do this. And I go,
Yep. So
This is
Erickson
Low humanity coterie.
and Andreas head off to the trailer. Melvin and his family are going to go to the safe house. As you pull up to the trailer, you see that August looks fine, except that he has these bruises around the kind of chest and stomach area.
Mm-hmm. Kenshiro looking motherfucker.
And it's just he can't heal. And he just looks at you, he's like, I don't know what happened. I thought that, maybe I could just intimidate the guy and just let him know that I wasn't one to be fucked with. And then he slapped Garrett, and then he punched Brian so hard. I heard the ribs crack the moment, not even the moment his fingers impacted him, like right before. And then he did some shit, some Wu-Tang, 10 temples, whatever thing. I'm like, I can't.
Wu-Tang?
I can't. Yeah, bro, that was big back then.
Yes, 36 chambers of.
No, like Erickson as being Erickson's like Wu-Tang.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I don't think Erickson would be into the whole Chinese
No, not at all.
black
So I'm just like,
exploitation and
okay.
I've been selling bootlegs since 1975.
and he's just like, I can't heal and I can't surge.
Let me take
And
a look at. Let me just take a look at the wounds. Obviously, I don't know shit, but this is more out of curiosity for me than anything else. Like,
yeah,
does it look like physical, like fingers dug into him? Is it just bruising on the surface, or
it
what?
it is about the size of two fingers,
Hmm.
uh, and it does look like they're not indented, but it does look like something that size just kind of hit hard into his skin.
It's big blood blotches and veins and shit.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
Oh,
just like it's a deep purple in the center, and then it turns red, and then yellow, and then it just turns into that pallid skin color that he has. Uh, and he's just kind of like looking down at himself, and it's a little constellation of bruising.
yeah.
Uh, but Shepard just kind of looks at you like, I went immediately to come get you, cause this is shit that this is out of the ballpark for me.
This honestly might take a little time to heal, buddy. This is, I mean,
This is a
well,
different game.
yeah, is this aggravated damage or
Not
like?
at all. It is not aggravated damage.
This is
Uh,
superficial wounds that don't heal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Does Andreas have a cult? Do you want to try to make an intelligence occult roll?
Do I have a cult? I
Okay,
do not have a cult. I only have intelligence
well, it's gonna be a flat intelligence then if you want to try to take a stab in the dark.
as well.
Unintended.
Yep.
Ew.
Oh,
Double eights.
double eights. Good shit. Um, you remember when you were doing your research on the Kuei-Jin and all that, and the esotericness of their uh existence? The whole idea of a person's key is big in their philosophy. Um, a lot of the movies that he's talking about, like the 36 Chambers, the whole 10 Temples, and things like that, Journey to the West, there is always been a mention of, like, blocking someone's energy. This looks like this is it. Like, it is not a fictional ability to them.
Okay. Asking August this. What did
Yeah.
this guy look like?
Oh, he was like 5'2" at best, on a good day.
It's
Uh,
a word of the maker.
kind of like black hair slicked back, a couple of bits of gray here and there. No beard, just this little kind of John Waters mustache. Could have been drawn onto his lip for all I knew. Uh, Squinty eyes, and he had this Bruce Lee looking get up. It was like a deep purple, a little accent of green. I thought he was a manager, so I wanted to just, let him know that I was not enjoying myself in his establishment.
No, don't
And then
worry.
he fucked me up.
Yeah, no, don't worry. If we see
Well,
him, I'm probably just gonna shoot him in the face.
I would appreciate that. Yeah.
All right. So
But what was happening to
here,
you that caused you to want to talk to this guy?
Oh,
here.
nothing was happening to me. They were just being fucking rude.
Oh,
And it was just to me. It was just to me. Garrett,
Mm,
Brian, Shep, they were having a grand old time.
right. So the only
I
one
didn't-
that is of our kind, they were
yeah,
being rude to.
I think they had a problem. They knew what you were or
Hmm.
are.
Yeah, but how? How could they have figured that out?
I
I
can
was
walk into a room and I can tell how many people in the room are us. You learn after a while.
that's some shit I
Yeah.
didn't
Are
learn.
you still blinking? Do you breathe? Because if you don't give any signs of life while
Yeah,
you're around the public, people are gonna find out.
yeah. The
That's some
smoking
shit I gotta take into account.
Yeah, it gets worse with time. The smoke. I don't need to fucking smoke, dude. I've I've been blowing money on packs for fucking decades. I don't really need it. It's just for affectation, especially when it gets cold out.
Oh damn. a lot harder than I thought it was
Right.
going to be.
You have all eternity to figure it out, or not.
I mean, do I? Because this ain't healing, and it still
Well,
hurts.
well, if it still hurts, that means you're still alive. So take that as a blessing. We're gonna have to figure out what the hell to do to unblock this. I'm not gonna pretend I can poke you in all these
Yeah.
same spots, but I guarantee you it's just gonna hurt.
Yeah, then don't. I don't want to. I don't want to.
So maybe we can ask the manager and see if he can just do that shit backwards.
Yeah, let's
What order
let's
did
ask
he
him.
get you in, by the way?
You understand that this man slapped Brian so hard he lacerated his face, and he punched Garrett and broke his ribs.
And he drum soloed on your chest.
He
Up-
did.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could have been an up and down seesaw for all I know.
All right. Well, you need
Damn
to
it! I wish I was there.
stay here.
I'd done my feral weapons. It goes. I can slap somebody too. Just gosh, what are the guys standing around?
Oh man.
Yeah, so we'll have to check the hospital next. But I'm just suggesting August just stay near the safe house, get some rest, and if you're hungry, get some bloods wherever you need to feed. But
Oh,
So.
this makes me feel like we got to go gambling. This is what this is making me feel like, and we kind of
well, we should. But I mean, first
skirting her.
I'd rather go to the hospital for a little bit. Maybe just slip a couple drops of my blood into somebody's IV drip just to make sure they heal a little bit faster. They are human after all.
Mm. Yeah.
Well,
But
nah,
yeah, I honestly think August that you're gonna need to just lay low, and until we can figure out something, best just to not cause too much attention to yourself.
Oh no, I'm gonna stay in that little basement that you guys got and not move until this heals. I
or
don't
until
want to
Good.
go
we
anywhere.
should secret. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm actually thinking maybe going gambling might not be a.
Yeah.
I could use some happiness.
Well, gambling's more of that's just so happens that
You're
it
speaking
happens
to
to be in
somebody
the
who is
strip that we want to go to.
pathologically reckless.
Yeah. Should we let
Yeah,
Melvin know? I think we should let.
the nice, kind, responsible thing would be to go check on my guys.
Yeah.
But
All right.
So what's the consensus?
there's trouble to be had.
I feel this I feel this overwhelming, I feel this tug at me that I
Right.
must follow
Well,
what Andreas is saying. So
Yeah,
yes.
if we're already at the safe house, we'll wait till Melvin shows up and then take off with him. Obviously, not
Oh
split
no,
ourselves.
the trailer's completely somewhere else.
Okay, then we will head back
He already parked it for where you're gonna sleep for the day.
What time is it now?
Maybe at this point 2 o'clock,
We got time.
like 1:30 at the latest.
Okay, well, we'll head back to the safe house. We'll convene with Melvin first before we go. Just before we go do some Chinese takeout.
Okay. So I think with everybody meeting up at the safe house, that is a good point to leave it off for tonight. As always, I want to thank you guys for being part of this. I want to thank the audience for hanging out with us tonight. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am, even though we did get into some heavy shit today.
I'm gonna kill him.
Always with me. Always with me. That'd be shit.
It is always with you. It's always why? Why?
Fix your life choices.
I just want to go and burn down Salem. Why can't you let me do it?
That's
Was
it.
the man-
You'll get there eventually.
Now we got to deal. Now we got to go to the strip, and we got to get takeout, and then we got to go.
Generations.
There's so many
can't
things.
get a car.
All I'm gonna say is I have a plan,
Okay.
and we'll leave it at
Oh,
that.
of course, we always have a plan,
Yeah,
and
there's
then
always a plan. There's always a plan.
there's always a plan.
But yeah, as always, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. If you have not heard, we are a big on mental health on this channel. It is okay to not be okay. So if you're watching live, there are phone numbers going up in the Twitch chat, so you can find the resources to get the help that you need. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description box below. If you're not in the United States, there's a link going up as well so that you can find the resources in the area that you live in, or at least as close to it as possible. Um, so, also, if you are a friend or family member of somebody that is a strong or happy go lucky personality and that has kind of shrunken in or withdrawn into themselves, please check in on them. You never know how far a simple hello or how are you can change the trajectory of somebody's life. And tomorrow, this channel will be dark for the next month and next 2 months on Tuesdays, because I will be running our last, fourth, and final season of Mage over at McStabber Studios. I highly recommend you come over and check that out. It's been a hell of a run. Uh, Friday, you can see a couple of these faces coming back for Dungeons and Dragons. And if not, you can catch us not next week. Looking at the calendar, we'll be back on the 17th with this coterie all over again. We are taking a break next Monday. But as always, you know where to find us. You can find us on Twitter, on Instagram. Follow us here. And if anything, just kind of, drop us a line. Tell us that you are enjoying or what you're not enjoying. And we'll try to correct, make sure that we're giving you the best. Okay? But otherwise, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you when we see you. Good night.